That's Richard arriving.
So I'm grabbing a quick charge at a fellow G-WIZ owner's place down in Corfe Mullen, and yeah, I've learnt some interesting things here. I've been learning about three-phase systems, and I think I have an idea now why the 22 kilowatt chargers aren't working. So it's not actually the neutral that we use on the three-phase. It's actually what I've learnt is that because Frazer's an electrician. That's right. Yeah. So the three phases, you've got your red, blue, and yellow. That between a certain degrees, like I think it was the red and the blue.
Yeah, between each phase.
Yeah, between each phase, there's actually 415 volts.
Yeah, you don't use the neutral.
Yeah. So so we reckon that the 22 kilowatt points, they're letting me run a certain amount of amps through the neutral, but as soon as I try to pump as soon as I try to put 6 kilowatts through the one phase, it's just not having it, because it might only be allowing, say, 13 amps through it. And because the three phases, you don't actually use the neutral, you run them over the three phases without using that what we always believe is the negative. And there's no such thing as negative in life, as what I've learned today.
Yeah, put it running the way you like.
Yeah. So he's just having a look at my trailer quickly.
Bolt it up, it fell off.
Yeah. So he's just going to have a look at that, and because it's a bit loose on the back, we're just going to see if the tipper side is strong enough to hold. And then I'll be heading down to Loworth or Weymouth area. But this has been a nice stopover, and I've come over from Keyhaven. So the last video I've driven down that way. Stayed there for a couple of days, met a load of great folk down there, and I'm heading down to Weymouth now, probably hang out at Portland for a while and travel up the Loworth side, because that's a beautiful area of the coast. But no, the journey so far is going great. I mean, there's not really anything to report in terms of problems.
I found out what was wrong with your trailer.
Oh, what's that?
Bolts were loose.
Oh, they were loose. It didn't feel like it on the... Oh no, that's great. So yeah, it was just a couple of loose bolts. Yeah, that's the only thing that's really happened, really, is the tipper side was a bit loose, and it could have tipped. If it broke free, it would have tipped back, and my sleeping pod would have been dragging on the road. Okay, so what Frazer has here is actually the G-WIZ REVA I, which had the reinforced chassis, so that it's tested at 25 mile an hour. Still not going to save you if you have a huge accident, but a little deceiving, but it's future proof, so when he does turn it to lithium,
yeah.
He's got the lithium ion. And this is something that we could get for the group, maybe, is he's actually got the print for the sticker, so we could maybe get some of these printed off, because at the moment I've just got 100% electric on the back, but it would be nice to have the G-WIZ lithium ion technology on the back. So then
spoiler as well, look, they're putting a rear spoiler. See that?
Oh, I see.
You get an extra 5 mile an hour with that.
Really?
No.
And then
to be fair, I've not looked after this car. I've had it for nearly 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's done all this mileage.
And you got the 12 volt batteries underneath.
They're called Optimax, I think. They're quite industrial sealed lead acid batteries. 975 cranking amps.
Okay.
And 75 amp hours. I got 4 12 volts.
And what I like that he's done here is he's actually got the ammeter and the voltage meter on here, so you can actually see what kind of amps you're pulling when you put your foot down, which could be good if you want to save some range. You'll know how many amps you're pulling when you're putting on the accelerator, so you can be a bit gentler with it. Yeah,
it uses a CT coil, so you don't have to put any of the current obviously through the meter, so it's quite handy. It just tests.
And you can probably show how that's wired up at the back.
Yeah, you might be able to see it here. Oh, it's here. Come around here. Look.
Okay.
If you go in there and look at that second cell, you'll see the CT coil. Oh. Here, look, this thing here.
Oh, I see.
That's how it measures the current. Same as the clamp meters that you can get, and then that just goes up to the meter on the dash. It's quite a clever little meter actually, because you program it with the amp hours of the battery, the capacity of the battery.
Interesting.
And it will tell you how much has gone in and how much has gone out, and it knows when it's on charge, so it's able to give you a realistic battery level, because it knows that the battery was 75 amp hours because I programmed it, and it's now got 73.4 left.
Oh, that's neat.
Obviously, it's got a bit of current flowing.
That could be worth. That could be worth me wiring up in my car eventually.
Yeah. Only about 10 quid.
Oh, sweet. You have to link me. So I've arrived at Overcombe just for a quick break, and I will be heading over in that direction towards Portland, and I'll be staying over there in the evening. I've done about 160 miles, I think. I haven't calculated exactly since I left Northamptonshire with the electric car, and but it does feel nicer to be next to the ocean. So you saw Frazer earlier in the video. He's got a REVA I, which is a it's got the reinforced body for crash proofing at 25 miles an hour, and it was nice to have a stop there, get a charge, and head the final stretch down to here. So I'll be picking up my raw milk tomorrow, which is over in Bridport in that direction, and it's within such close access to everything on this chunk of the Dorset coast. I can go to Lulworth in that direction, only about 15 miles away. So I've got plenty of amazing locations to hang out. I'm going to be scouting some pullover points when the weather clears up. I think it's going to clear up tomorrow. The clouds are already breaking. There might be a couple of thunderstorms, but that's about it. So I'll probably go to the youth hostel over there and stay there tonight.